Good morning, crypto family. Welcome back to another episode on the Coin Kings channel. I'm your host, Down to Crypto TA. I'm usually never late. You guys know that about me. I'm always like, as soon as the clock hits my time, I'm in here. I've I've been getting a little bit distracted with trying to run through a couple of things. I've been really tired these past couple of days too. Just really exhausted. No rhyme, no reason for it. I just been that I know of anyway, but I've just been really tired, and then I'm trying to get things together as soon as I'm up. So I apologize for that. All right, so we're just still ranging in the same area here for Bitcoin. It is Friday also, so we know that there's a lot less liquidity in the market, and we're going into the weekend. Um, Still holding the trade, still waiting to see if we don't, get that push up, or if we're gonna do one more swoop to the downside, maybe hitting that golden pocket, VWAP retracement, and that shuffle volume that we have from physical range profile. But for now, still just sitting in this position, waiting for it to do something. We got nothing right now. Just holding steady. I could see the 15-minute was trying to sell off, just a little bit in here. You can see how we just been ranging, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Not really going anywhere. Not tagging along with SPY either. I'm just gonna get rid of that altogether. So all I can do is just sit here and chill and wait and see what happens. What we have going on in other markets as well. All right, so I'm having a problem getting one of my charts to load up for me. So look at that oil. Oil is pretty much the same scenario here. Just kind of chilling. I don't know what we're waiting on right now with anything. So oil is still chilling here at 87.59. Putting in some sort of a fallen wedge formation, but not really doing much of anything at the moment, just hanging out here. I know the last time that I looked at it, I was saying that it looked like, we got this, let me take that, let me hide that, I'm sorry. There we go. Drop that. So we were looking at the base. We just keep hanging around this base. That's it. This baseline in here. We got that one pump right there into 93. We're back to hanging around this base, back to sitting on top of our 87.59. Eventually, I do still believe that this one right here is going to see a pump to the upside. Yeah, eventually, maybe it will. Right now, keeping it on the lower time frame, it looks a lot friendlier on the lower time frames. Feeling the 2 hour. Yeah, just chilling here with Biddy. Some heavy resistance right here. It really is some heavy resistance right here. Move over to the 4 hour time frame. You can see these lows right down through here. It's really hard to get through here. This was one of the things that I mentioned to you, which I ended up not letting that stop me from taking the position, was that coming back up, I know that we have to get back above here. It was the same situation here. And I ended up taking a position after we got back above the resistance that was there, and it's yeah. So just a good deal of resistance in here, chopping away at it, trying to make our way back above it. If it does reject us again, golden pocket, VWAP is here. We got an ascending trend line in here also. We do have liquidity, and I've made a fuss about, making sure that some liquidity gets taken before entering a position. Could be they could take liquidity over this trend line, because there is also liquidity on this trend line. So just breaking that trend line, spooking some fear, something like that. If it comes to that. Otherwise, my setup remains the same, and that is me looking for price action to come back up and take the liquidity at the top side of this right shoulder here for that head and shoulder formation there. Let's see it from a daily perspective. What do we have here? Nothing new to report on from a daily perspective. Let's see. Other than momentum is trying to curve back up here. So it hasn't followed through yet. As you can see, hasn't followed through yet. But we're holding a little indecision right there. Let me drop that. Yeah. Still waiting for us to actually curve up here, just like before. So no shift just yet. Still chilling. So like I said, we could drop lower. We could before we see that move up. It's also our our support level is also our big weekly support level, where at one point it was considered a critical area level. It still is somewhat, but it's also still this right here, where we had a hard time actually getting above this for a while. And then when we finally did, we had no problems with the, getting above that mother bar there, or getting into, I guess it depends on how you look at it, that golden pocket that's not on this chart. But this is also where we're holding support at as well, if you don't know that. And then of course you can see your to your left there. But this was a very important level, one that we were looking for the last time. We were saying, like, if we came back down to here, we take a position in here. But it took forever to get here, and now we're here and we're doing nothing. Yep. Sunday's the last day here for this daily. So if it's not happening, then we just start that process all over again with the whole 30 days to get above that 50. And yeah. Or we drop. So sorry for the energy being down a little bit today too. Again, I'm not really feeling my bestest. We could say that we have an ascending triangle right here, possibly against these highs right here. But I'm gonna take my time and wait on that that description, because it could be something more risey right here as well. We could be doing let's drop that. Could be something a bit more risey as well. Yeah. I am just gonna go with it. Whatever it is, it shall be. Whatever it is, it shall be. The SPY isn't having any trouble right now. Well, a little bit of chop at the top. here for SPY. You can see this rising right here. It's a bit of a squeeze right here on SPY, which could eventually, see some sort of a little drop in here. I was saying in yesterday's evening video that it would be nice to see a back test here, because when we were looking at this the other day, yesterday morning, I explained that it could not be a head and shoulder. I've seen it plenty of times where it looks like it, and then it ends up being like some sort of a wedging structure. But this one right here had a flat line, so I figured maybe we were going from one bearish pattern to another one. But of course, it broke to the upside. But I just know that sometimes it's just not the picture that you see. And this thing doesn't have any weakness when you zoom in out to the higher time frame. It really doesn't have any weakness, which is why I'm not looking. If I do start to look for a pullback on it, I never look for much on it, because it doesn't have any weakness on the higher time frames. Like, we have the bearish divergence in there, but a lot of times it has both at the same time, and whatever direction it's moving in, that's the only thing you need to worry about until you actually break some structure. And we haven't got that yet. So SPY continues to look proper. I don't see anything different with the 500 there. The Qs, this is blocking me, so I'm gonna hide this because that causes the, you see how those VWAPs shrink price action sometimes. If there was ever something for the Qs is already well above it. Don't dance on it and gone. If anything, you got this. Yeah, it looks exactly like SPY. They all look the same. The NAS, same situation. We'll put it on the 4 hour so we can see. Maybe it keeps pushing until it retests this breakdown right here, and then, because of course, obviously, with this having happened, which is an extension, so I could just kind of look at this extended area right here to determine a new maybe I don't need to with this. So 1.272 right here. And then, of course, you got your 1.618 just there. And initially, you can see how we had. So I think I'll just still stick with this fib retracement right here. I probably end up coming in here, throwing a box in here, though, just to add in this fib extension, this extended move right here. But again, it may just be looking to come back and back test that, and then get some sort of a more noticeable correction in here that we're not seeing right now. But yeah, nothing standing out here. Yesterday talked about Dale. Took a look at Dale chart, was looking at the probabilities of a pump to the upside and the probability of a move to the downside. You never want to test the boundaries when it comes to earnings day, but let me tell you, the FOMO is real. People are jumping People are jumping in Dale. People are jumping in Dale like it's no tomorrow. You haven't seen what Dale did. Oof. Oof. I was like, yeah, I don't think Dale. I said Dale. I said when if Dale pops to the upside, Dale will hit that 2.618. Dale said, nah, son, I got a lot more to give. A lot more to give. Completely blasted through that 2.618, blasted through the three. Probably, I mean, like, yeah, blasted through the three because I was looking at if it gaps up, it'll gap up and hit here. Nah, I got some more. It's like I got some more juice, and I was like, if it drops down, I'm still bullish on it. I wouldn't be looking for too much to happen. Maybe this little gap fill. Yeah, and Dale got a Pentagon deal. Like wow. The earnings report was absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal on Dale. Like, just mind blowing, man. They've done a great job. They've done a great job. I know it's going to be a lot of hype around. Trump said buy Dale, and it's yeah, yeah, absolutely amazing. From Dale yesterday. Did also take a look at Okta. Okta is coming into some resistance right now. Okta, my view on Okta was that Okta would be a little bit stagnant the same way that SRM was. You see some volatility and then it'd be stagnant. But Okta has been trying to, you can see right here, like you can see it trying, but it's volatile just the same way that SRM was, and not really showing the consistency to the upside. But we do have a resistance area up ahead here. Let me put this on a 24-hour chart, make it a little bit easier. So about 122.26. If we can just reach up into that. I don't really have a reason to assume that price action would stall out here. But yeah, struggling a little bit in here, maybe hitting some ribbons or something like that. But a great day for both Dale and Okta. Covered Costco as well. It didn't really hit on too much with cost. It wasn't looking too wholesome. Yeah. And so now we're coming down for this tap here into this trend line. We're about there, and we'll see if this is going to break down. Because if it breaks down, I got some things that I'm looking at down below. I haven't actually, let's see, did I not put it on 24? Yeah, I did. I did not. I just looked at a couple of trend lines through here. I haven't actually mapped Dale out for price targets or anything like that. I know that I was saying that on this move down, my first target, if it breaks down below this this channel, whatever it had going on in here, it's really hard to call it a channel because it didn't have the taps up here at the upside to match it. So it wasn't that. But it was some sort of a wedging structure in here, and I really was just trying to see how it. Let me correct this, so I'm not calling it a wedgie structure. I mean a channel. So I've corrected it now. It managed to get into that liquidity up there at that high with a closure above it, and it's just been hanging in here. I was a little bit removed from touching this trend line yesterday, but I'll be looking right here. Got VWAP right here just in case the liquidity below this trend line is taken right here. And you can see right in here also how many times it's actually found some support through here. So that is what I'd be looking for here on Costco. if you're into that kind of thing. But just, giving you a little bit of insight on that since I haven't done too much on the technicals on that. But yeah, those were what I really got into yesterday because Cost reported earnings yesterday, Dare reported earnings yesterday, and Okta reported earnings yesterday as well. Aside from that, I mean, it's just basically been the things that I've covered repeatedly. I do want to say this because I doubt that I'll be streaming later on today too. Um, I was just saying how earlier yesterday, it was a basic tweet because I'll do basic tweets sometimes, but how Hood was on the rise. I did cover this yesterday though. I did cover it. But if right here, let me show you. Because I did some, put it on 24. Is that going to be better? Yeah, I remember my prior analysis on this is, and it may have changed. It may have changed. It may have changed for whatever reason, but I was under the assumption that this was probably a wave 4 and we'd see another move to the downside here for Hood. That was my initial assumption here for Hood. But um despite that, I also shared with you that I bought Hood, and I bought Hood here on this drop into here, into this VWAP right here. So I picked it up into this VWAP right here. So for me, it's not really doing anything new. Not doing anything new. And I said that if it came down lower, because I am under the impression that it could just simply be a wave 4 right here on this move down. You can see that. And I'm counting it from here. So 1, 2, 3, right here into the 1.618, just kind of off on that 1.618. I'm capping out 4 right here, but I don't really know where 4 will cap out at. And then I'm looking for a 5th move down, which I was actually looking here. I always do my fib extension this way because I'm always looking for price action to come back into the 1.618. Doesn't have to do that. That's very, very far off for this situation. And it could just be what I was looking at initially, which is a drop down here into this prior level of resistance right here that I do believe will have flipped into support when we have the second VWAP here. We have the ascending trend line here for Hood. So that's my base case for this one right here. And if you I don't know if I have that in here, but if you count it out again, the way I'm counting it out, which again, it may not be this and things may have changed, is something more like this. And then we have another move down here on Hood before we all get too excited. But nonetheless, I'm in it to win it. I explained to you about these areas right here. And this is just where exchanges picked up. I know that I should have had a note in here. Should have a note in here. My notes are not popping up. Yeah, my notes are not popping up. But the Robinhood exchange actually bought shares right here. So it helps with this push to the upside as well. So Robinhood exchange bought right here, and I think it was a Vanguard that bought right here. So Vanguard Capital Management picked up right here. So that helps with this move to the upside here as well, which is why I'm saying maybe it doesn't come back. Maybe with this purchase, maybe there's a lot more demand for it at the moment, and prices are just going to continue higher here for Robinhood. But if not, I've given you the rundown on what I think is the situation here for Hood. That's probably just a wave 4, and then we'd be looking for a wave 5 to complete this this sell off here on Hood. Um, Something else I shared too was on, well, we look back at now. I actually didn't look back at now yesterday, but now, now was, it did stall out here for a second, came back to our support level here at $100 right in here, and then now we're at 117. So now it's doing really, really, really good. I shared with you that I bought now, and I thought that now was a good buy. And then, of course, the report came out afterwards that Trump bought somewhere between 1 mil to 5 mil of now. So looking good. We talked about a couple of the SaaS, which is why that SaaS may have bottomed out. Things are looking pretty decent, but the only one I bought was now. So looking really good in here. Looking really, really good in here. And I know that we picked up now down here. So I know that we picked it up. We picked it up right here. It was after their earnings, after their earnings. Let me see. It ended up getting I had to turn that on to see it. Yep, it was right here. We picked it up right here. Right here. I was like, oh, okay, that's a blessing. Let me buy. So so that's been good. At the same time, when I picked that up, I had picked up snow, and I did share this yesterday that after this move right here, and it's just kind of sitting here at this gap that it has right now. I know that there is going to be some selling right here. It may not actually move price a whole lot, so about 400,000 shares are announced to be disposed of. And that that was reported, yes, on the 28th. So that was reported yesterday. I caught it yesterday morning. But I went ahead and sold my snow, and I said that I told myself to stop buying stuff and selling it. But after that move, we've been stalling out here at this gap. This is just a gap. So if I put you on a 24-hour chart, you can see it's a gap right here. You don't see it there. I'm gonna put it on the daily so you can actually see the gap. But here's a gap right here, and so you can see right here the candle. This is where we're just kind of stalling out at the moment for Snowflake. But snow again was one that people had fear in. Picked it up down in the jungle. No, was it there or was it here? I can't remember. But I bought this one and then I sold it, and I ended up buying something that I don't usually buy. Well, I won't make a purchase unless something has sold off quite a bit. It has to be a good company, and they have to be, at a level where I want to buy. And I broke that rule yesterday. I broke that rule yesterday, and I bought Palo. I bought Palo because yesterday morning when we were looking at it, this is going to be a problem for me. Yesterday morning when we looked at it, Palo had bounced up and tapped into the VWAP. Had a slight rejection there, but then once it broke above the VWAP, I was like, okay, so we're done with this situation over here. Remember the selling that was in here? I think that we're pretty much done with this, and that was 62,904 shares disposed of. I mentioned that I know that I know that he had filed his intent to sell, but I know a lot of times when they file their intent to sell, they're actually selling the same day. If not, they will report it within 2 days that they actually sold on this particular day. So when they file, a lot of times it is happening on that same day. So that was that short situation. I was like, we coming back up. So maybe it's not enough pressure in here to keep it down. I think that Paulo also just got like a deal. Um, Hold on. Who did I post yesterday about a deal? I know I did Dale, but I was reading the article. Um, I don't want to say something that it's not. No. Yeah. So Paulo actually got a partnership with NATO. Actually got a partnership with NATO. And then Dale got a partnership with the Pentagon, I believe it was. Yep. Yep. Dale got a Pentagon deal on top of that freaking amazing um, earnings release, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome business. So I did go ahead and pick this up. It was after that candle close right there above this VWAP right here. So we'll see. I might have to. I never buy at tops. I never buy when something is up here. I'm always looking for it to be, um, at least down close to 52 week or something like that. Like I don't buy up here, and I bought up here. So I broke my rule. We'll see if I need to stop breaking my rules because I've only been successful because I've chosen to buy things after they have retraced quite a bit. So that's that. I didn't know that they got that deal either because it had not come out just yet. It came out. It came out right here. Ooh. All right. I know I got some fire on this chart, but it ain't making that alarm go off. All right. So yeah, it that announcement came out somewhere right in here, and then you see it start to stall out a bit, and then this candle pushed up, and so we've been stalling out, not taking out that high just yet. Yeah, it was a rule break right here, but it's never too late for me to let it go. But I cannot go back and get snow again. That's for sure. Like my entry on snow, I think was a decent entry down there. It was a bold decision to make, and a good one, unexpected. Unexpected um, parallel move there. Uh, I did look back at this one, and because I went at Nike just to share that and I think I said this yesterday too, like changing some structure in here. So if you did get into Nike, big ups to you, big ups to you, because I said it several times that it man. Anyway, and something I'm looking at now while I wait on Bitcoin a little bit here. Something I'm looking at now, I'm trying to make a decision on. It's actually two things that I'm looking at right now. It's ELF and Path. ELF and UPath. So I was checking out ELF yesterday, just randomly decided to take a look at this booger. Randomly decided to take a look at this. And I'm a little off. I mean, it's down quite a bit. It's down quite a bit, but I'm not sure about where it's catching the support at. 100. Like it is a support level. It is definitely a support level. Um, one that I personally probably would not have added to my chart for whatever reason. I may not have. I can say that wholeheartedly. I may have not have. But as I was sharing yesterday, you see this outside with this mother bar right here? Like this is because what I was looking at was a little further left here. But then I plotted this on that mother bar and it was like, okay, well, I can see it because this was a little bit too petty um, of a shelf for me to think that price action would hold it. It's really, really petty. Like it almost doesn't show up on the monthly time frame. Almost doesn't show up at all. You can see like this small little reaction right there, but you literally would not pay attention to it. So I wasn't gonna consider this at all. So I'm trying to decide if whether or not I want to buy it in here. And you can see the resistance is holding up right now. Or if I want to wait for the confluence that I have, and the confluence I have for it is that it comes down here to this golden pocket. Or even this 786. That's the confluence that I have for it. Whether it's the golden pocket, whether it's the ascending trend line, or whether it's both of the VWAPs that are popping up. But um, what I can say, let me put it on the weekly. I don't know why I just lost my train of thought. As soon as I popped over here on this chart, I absolutely lost my train of thought there. But I said, if you look, not that VWAP right there. Oh, no, 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 no. It wasn't VWAP at all. Oh, my bad. It was not VWAP at all. My bad. It wasn't VWAP at all. I was trying to fit this into a 5-wave move right here. And for me personally, like it doesn't have to come all the way down here. I'm just kind of used to seeing something like that, which is why this is here. So this golden pocket just also happened to line up with the ascending trend line through here. Yeah, none of the VWAPs are actually going to make a difference for it. I went back and I did the VWAP off of the low for this trend. Now it's a good thing if it doesn't come back to this trend line. That means that momentum is not that bad. It's bad enough that ELF sold off like this, but it's not that bad. And there has to be some demand for it coming in because you know Vanguard actually picked up some shares right here. So there has to be some demand on their end to pick up those shares. It just hasn't seen that follow through just yet, and I think that it will get it. So I'm having to decide if I want to do that or if I just want to wait. The last time it hit this 786 pretty good. I just needed I need something additional, some sort of additional confluence in here, and I don't have it if I do this right here. Because when I draw out my levels, the only other thing I have is coming in right here. It causes me to skip right here. It causes me to skip this right here. Just looking to my left, it causes me to skip it. You can see it here on the weekly. Even if I do it like this, you can see it slightly there on the weekly. You can see that it acted as prior support right here as well. So a little bit closer, but this is just last year. Maybe that works for it. Maybe that works for it. If I'm on a monthly time frame, you don't notice it, and that's not how I do my levels. Which doesn't make me right or anything like that. It's just not how I do them, and so it won't hurt if I buy a little bit. I know that, but I think that this one is at a point where it's actually going to turn around. Elf. So I'm just putting that out there because I think there's an opportunity here to buy. It's just if it comes down a little bit more, it's not a lot more, but it is at the same time. It is at the same time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too extra with this one. Maybe because I don't know. I might just be doing a little bit too much here. I like the bottoming structure down here at the wicks down here at the bottom. I like that. Um, I was looking at this section over here. I think this is on a rise. I really do. I think it's on a rise. I think it's on a rise. It looks like it could be on a rise. At least it's nice to see that the 1 hour and the 4 hour are both able to move beyond the mean. Everything above those time frames is able to move above the mean. 4 is about to exit the weakest point that you might find in a RSI here. So the weekly is trying to get beyond that. Um, and the daily here are 24 hours just sniffing somewhere around the mean, which means it's probably at this green ribbon. I would have to, yeah. So it's just sniffing here at this mean right here. So I didn't really see any behavior changes that I could classify through here. Um, but I think Elf is it's a good option. It's a good option of picking some of this up because when it moves, it's gonna move. So I like it. So I'm not gonna linger on that chart too much. But Elf is one that I'm looking at, and then the other one I said I was looking at is Path. So it's UPath, and I did put in a limit order on this one right here. I did go through. I took a look at what was the hiccup here in the earnings report here, but for the most part, it still was a good earnings for UPath. They've made a lot of improvements that you cannot be blinded by just because you see a little red E down here. They really, I think that they've proven their base case. Now this one right here, you'll see what this looks like. Let me put it on the monthly chart. Let me see if I can't help you out, help you envision this, help you envision this right here. I think they've proven themselves through that earnings report though. So I'm not deterred by the minor things in here, but my limit order may not get hit. It may not get hit. Um, but it's my criteria to get in. So I put a limit order for $10. So if it doesn't get hit, I suppose that it's not meant for me to be in this one. But that's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need $10, which it's right around where it hasn't seen a close below, which is here. So I would think that my $10 limit order is possible. We'll see when market opens what they want to do here. But I'm gonna need $10. But yeah, just those two. Just those two that I'm looking at, Elf and U Path right now. And I'll see. I got some things that I am going to be looking at. I got a suggestion about looking at some water related stocks. So you can see they're all in the red in here. Many of them, a few of them, probably like the first three or something like that will be, well, probably not the first three. Well, I don't know the order. I have them and I have to look. I started the process of doing the research on these. So I'll get around to that next week. Some of them are going to be useful for data centers, which, is good. But these all, they don't, yeah, they're kind of rough. They're kind of rough. But I right now I have to finish doing the research and then I'll go in and do some analysis on it and find what's really worth talking about with you. Got my eyes on this right here. Where the end might be the end. All right, so I'll get us back over here. Get this thing. Look at this thing. Get us back over here on Bitcoin. Yeah, I couldn't get that other screen to open up for me. I might just have to try it from here. I was only gonna look in here and but it's on a 4-hour though. The only thing I was gonna do is take a look at your hype and stuff. Take a look at what is hyped. I can't remember what chart I was using for it though, and that's gonna mess up everything. Probably Binance. Nah, because my data isn't showing up here, so it's not this. Actually, I tell you what, I just hit refresh on that other screen and get it done because I don't want to have to try and figure it out. We are holding down. Hold on, let me hide that. Let me switch this chart to a 4-hour. And I'm gonna put us over there on hype. I just wanted to touch up on this real quick right here. So USDT dominance right here. We are seeing the reaction here on the ascending trend line right here, which was something that we were talking about. And like we know that we're at some resistance right here anyway. But if we could just see it hold it down right here, just hold it down up under this trend line another time. Because we all know at some point it either has to reject or it's just going to break it, and right now it's been hammering away at breaking above it, so won't be no surprise if it does. But right now it is sticking a pin in it right there on the trend line right there. So nice. I got some breakfast. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna chew in your ears. Mm, that coffee is delicious. So that's that. All right. So height. Let me hit that. Height of what we were looking at yesterday. It's still stalling out right here at these highs. It could, like I said, it could be that this is all one move. It could still be all one move. Instead of how I looked at it before, with instead of how I looked at it before, um, which was like that. And then, of course, I was looking for it to get higher into that golden pocket, and I just ended up tapping it right here yesterday. But how I had it was like this. It could still be one move. But it's definitely stalling out. So that was that. That's still a disaster. Still waiting on this right here to get down into here, and then I really talk about it. But right now, that golden pocket 786. Um, let's look at some bubbles. I don't see anything really impressive in it. Probably somewhere in bubbles, some meme coin or something like that, which I don't really get into. I just like this thing. That didn't work. I used to like this thing though. Haven't looked at it in a long time. Let's see. This is exactly what I think is going to happen with them triple V's. Like, this stuff never works out. Never. I took a lot of trades on this thing. And not that they're showing up, because they're not. But I used to like this little Santos. Santos. I look for something to get into here. What will it be? Is there any good coins out there right now that's worth me taking a look at to get into a position? I like trading rows. I do like trading rows. I haven't traded rows in a long time, but I do like trading rows. For a minute, I was just stuck on trading this little area right in here. Get rid of this. Cause this one right here had been like, is there a way that I could do this where I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at that. Yeah, you can see I haven't been over here in a minute. I'm gonna delete that. I don't know what that is about. I know what this is, but I don't know what the other thing is about. See what we got happening over here. So it's just falling off a lot more right now. To this weekly level right here. I like this little inside candle right here. Let me see. Is there anything here for me to do? I'll put on the 15-minute from that. See what that was. Little golden pocket bounce it had got there. Structurally, I don't like that. It's not at a place where I want to take a short on it. Guess it won't be this one, not today. I do still like this inside range though. Just kind of figure out what it's doing. Actually, let me keep that line. Oh, little pendle. Little pendle. I used to like this too. Let me zoom out and make sure. I'm gonna be trying to jump into something and then it's like, nope. Be like, this ain't what you want. This is just straight down. For an hour. Let me check. Okay, it might get a little bit of a bounce to put in the bear div and come back in though. Because it's 18. Yeah, it'll put in a bear div and then So a short is gonna be better probably. Mm. Mm. And when I said short is probably gonna be better, it's just talking about going with the trend, but you had one attempt right here, failed. Then I don't know what you tried to do right here. Let me move you then, since you had one attempt right there. Saw how that failed. That made that a little bit lower. Hey, can you really be this bearish? No, I'm gonna put you back. I can see that one attempt right there that didn't make it. And it didn't put in any bullish divergence after doing that either. Boom, 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 boom. Hmm. This might be able to hold for a bounce. Factor that in. Factor that in right there. Let me see why I didn't hold this other area. It looks like it actually did try. I just want to mark out that prior area so I can see why I didn't want to hold it before I get too far into it. Look like it tried right here. No, I didn't even tap it. It's all right. This might be all right. This might be all right. And what was it on the daily? Yeah, this might actually be okay. I'm just trying to decide if I want to give it a little bit of time to show some strength, which might be better, given that it could put in some bullish divergence. So it might be worth waiting on that. Hmm. Yeah. Just check and see how many times things have failed on it or if it has worked enough times that I can depend on it somewhat. Looks like it's worked enough times. And it might have some weight to it. Yeah. It's not bad where it is. We'll give it a minute though. I need to see some sort of strength come in on this, and I don't see anything right now. Maybe a smaller position size. Just hate to be sitting here waiting on it the same way I'm waiting on Bitcoin right now, because it could, like, based on this. Actually, let me just see. Oh, Lord. What is the dilly? Where's one at? There. 1.618 is down here at the 786 field retracement level. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the door open for this right here, but I'm gonna give it time to see some strength come in on it. We don't have that right now. We have a couple of really strong candle moves here to the downside that looks impulsive, so might be better to wait on this a little bit. But aside from that, it's not a bad level. It just doesn't yeah, that looks quite aggressive. It's quite aggressive. Anyway, I don't think that there's gonna be too much to do here. Good morning, Y Crypto YT. Good morning, my friend. There's really not too much to do here because, yeah, I mean, market is kind of boring right now. It's very, it's been very, 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 very boring. Very boring. I mean, like, what can we do? 2 hour. Mhm. Sideways better than a yeah. Sideways is better than that. It's definitely better than that. Yeah. Yeah, we might still be looking to get down to that golden pocket. We definitely doing nothing more right now. Than eating at the lower liquidity right now, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. As long as we're taking liquidity from the lows, we are trying to go higher. We're not taking liquidity from the lows. We're not trying to go higher. We're trying to go lower. It'll be rebranded next week. So coming in on Monday morning, it'll be rebranded. Yep, it will be rebranded next week. So I'm excited for it. Um, a change. So I can stop saying, "Welcome to the Coin King channel," and somebody coming in asking, "Are you the Coin King?" Absolutely not. um, I'm not gonna create the new channel just yet because still trying to grow this one. So I'm not gonna create the new channel just yet. Just gonna be just renaming the channel for now. But it opens up the window to start the new channels and stuff like that, which could be a really good thing, especially for more stock related stuff like that. Unless you got something for me, what else you got? Well, the name from the Corn King channel that has been decided. But what name you got for me? Estamos real. Okay, okay, I like that. I like that. So that's just gonna be based on trading, right? I like that. I will use that. I will definitely use that too. I like that. Stamos real. far as the heat map is concerned, we're just in the middle. We're just sideways doing nothing in the middle. You got that liquidity down here below, which is what happened before market open yesterday. But aside from that, yeah, we're just in the center. Can't change the hours in here. Yeah. Which I still think that we could still be looking to get some bullish divergence. We didn't quite get it off of that 1 hour time frame, but it is an important area of support where we're at right now. It'll most certainly show up on another drop. It won't probably show up on like the 4 hour at that point. But yeah, we're in between the liquidity right now. I know on the 1 hour, when we came down right here, we got a little bit of exaggerated got some exaggerated bullish divergence right here. So between here and here, we got some exaggerated bullish divergence. And again, I told you I haven't moved this, but my entry is lower now because I waited. I told you I waited for the 4 hour candle to close on this drop down because there was a lot of noise below the 4 hour time frame, and to avoid getting caught up in too much of the noise, I waited for the 4 hour candle to close, which put me in up here at this point. But on the drop, I said as long as I could see some bullish divergence coming in on the drop, that I would add to the position. Otherwise, I'd have to cut it. And since I did see that slight bullish divergence coming in here, I went ahead and added to it. So that adjusted my entry down a bit lower. I am using Blowfin chart for that. We're putting in the bear div right here, right now. Got the little bearish divergence, possible little rising structure right here. Be looking, see if we get some better bullish divergence in here. I started to go ahead and take half out on this freaking position earlier this morning, but I didn't. So it could just be something that just gets stopped out through right in here. But that's the little entry right there. If you remember the first card, because I don't, before I added to it, it was a little bit worse. It was exactly like that. There's a little barefoot or club foot or whatever this is with the bear div in here. I should open up a new short position. I don't know. But your next real level of liquidity too, it's almost real. It's gonna be what's down here. Unless they just want to do this liquidity right here, it will be this liquidity in here, just below this golden pocket. There's a shelf of support right here though. You got that shelf of support. See if we still looking the same right here with that. See if it's still looking the same. A little bit. But right here, and that's going to be a problem for me because it is above this level right here. So it could, yeah, the way to look at it is actually going to be something more like that. So golden pocket, VWAP, and then this right here. So it lines up to the 618 right here. Otherwise, yeah, because if we go past this line right here, if we go past this ascending line, so I know I'm watching this area right here for a hiccup if we reject right here. And these little wicks up top, they're not looking cute at all. We should not come below this line, even though I know that there's liquidity along this line. Because if we get down here, then we'll bang our head and just keep going. And just keep going. It ain't gonna be good. So right there where this right here comes into play. That's exactly, yeah. Trouble. Trouble below that. Below that golden pocket is gonna be some trouble. We slip right through there. I'm not even banking on this. I go straight down here. 786. And this probably would be what ends up bouncing. Um if the worst was to pop off, because I don't like it. And if I use a lot of times, I just find when I don't like something, it works. So my problem right now is I'm a little too scared at these lows to open up a new short. And you're welcome to. Yeah, I'm a little too scared to open up a short at these lows. Which, I mean, if I just manage the risk properly, there's nothing to be scared of. But I'm not afraid to say I'm scared, or I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with taking the short from here. Because everything through here says it has some support. All through here reads support. So I don't want to short into support, even though it can work. I don't want to short into it. So. Ain't looking too good right now. It is not looking too good right now. I don't like doing, I don't know where, I don't like doing this. But I might need to pull it from up higher just in case it does. I mean, I don't like doing that. And that puts us here. I mean, it doesn't change anything, I guess. It doesn't hurt. That bearish divergence, though. Oof. Yeah, that's breaking. We'll put in some actual some clean bullish divergence. So you can tell we're going to put in some clean bullish divergence on this drop right here. I don't think I'm gonna hodl this on this drop this time, because I don't want to be holding it and it comes all the way down here this time. So it will get cut. Do we have a squeeze? Let me see. Do we have any sort of squeeze? We got one coming in here for this 1 hour. We do have a squeeze coming in for the 1 hour. If it gets there. But again, I only see it leading to some bullish divergence. I only see it leading to some bullish divergence. Better than this. Better than this. Let me see if... Did this show up on the 15-minute as well? It does. A 15-minute might have a Bollinger strategy set up for impulsive move down right here. Below this, it does have a setup right there. If you're not familiar with what that looks like, it's the CC and the RSI. Let me try it from this time frame. I know I have my drawings down here. Let me hide that. But right here, you can see we're getting ready to probably do it right here. Accelerated move. I think I'll take a little bit of a chance right here on... Ain't gonna be too much and keep it simple. A little bit of a short if it's gonna accelerate right here. If it's going to accelerate right here. A little hedge. Yeah, a little hedge. And then let's see. See if we get that acceleration. Come on, Biddy. I hope you guys can't hear me chewing. So this is just a little scalp. It shouldn't come back in here, so I don't need to set a wide stop, because if it comes back in, then it's not expanding yet, and that's the only thing I'm working. I want to see happen is continuation down. That's gonna be crazy. It shouldn't come back up this candle. That's why I'm setting it with a tight stop loss. So it's just above this red line that sits right there. Because this again supposedly is the candle that's supposed to accelerate it. If it doesn't, I want to be out. You could, for your own sake, you could put your stop. You see what we got, this little small pivot right here above this right here. But me, I'm gonna keep it tight. Keep it tight. Let me see if I move it up to that. What's my risk? Still not bad if I were to do it like that, but this is just a 0.13. You can see how tight that is. That's a 0.25. It's a 4. 41 risk to reward. Yeah, I'm putting it right there so I can see. That means it's not breaking down. If that happens, it's not breaking down at all. That'll put it back to the 20 SMA. That's the opposite direction of actually expanding to the downside. So, yeah. $13 left on that 1 hour candle close and a 4 hour candle close. It's probably gonna be like you wrong and you should have stayed strong. Come on, Biddy. Just checking back in there on the SPY. Do, 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 do. Yeah, see, it's trying to come back up. Trying to come back up. You little booger. Sometimes I have to put the tool to the sideline just so I don't know. It's psychological. Sometimes I put it on it and you can see it running through it, but sometimes I put it to the sideline so it doesn't affect me, which is good for it to affect you. So you'll know, I don't need to do this, or this is great. This is great. And what I did do is I set my stop loss on my long position, um, because if this actually works out and we actually see it expand, like I want to see it do like this right here. It needs to move faster than what it's doing right now. Otherwise, I will cancel my stop loss on my long position. I'm just going to see if I can't get a better position, because if we put in bullish divergence means that we come below here, or at least come below here. It means we close below this low. In order to get that bullish divergence, we would have to come all the way down here and close below this low on a 1 hour. If I want that bullish divergence from the 1 hour time frame, that's what I need to see. I might even be able to see it over here too, but it's the 1 hour really that I'm banking on. And my stop on this right here, because my entry did improve. It's like this right here. Improved. It didn't improve a lot. It didn't improve a lot, but it did improve for in here. Since again, I waited for this candle here to close. I didn't do the wick reaction. I waited on that close, and then I decided to add. So that's my dilemma right now. All right, here we come. Here we come. A little bit better. Here we come. A little bit better. There we go. There we go, Biddy. There we go. All right, let me see. So you can also see where it would be coming into my stop. So hopefully I don't screw this up and then it decides to bounce on me from this low. That would suck, right? Be like, now you got to get back in and your entry is worse. Don't stop the expansion. You should not be pausing. A little liquidity grab reaction right there. It's actually not aggressive right now either. And again, if you don't know, then you don't know, but you should know. This side right here, it should be doing one of those numbers right there. It should turn out like that. So you go from a fist to outside. So it should look like this. Like when you're really expanding, that should turn. And it's not turning right now. It's flat, which means it's not an aggressive move. It's not expanding. It's not expanding like we're dropping and we're supporting right now. Right. Gotta have that number right there. Without it, it can fail. But you can see the stop is just above this 20 SMA right here now. As if it's coming back in, then it's, again, like I said, a failed attempt. And so I can leave this on.
And less than 5 minutes on that 4 hour and 1 hour candle closure too. Hmm. Nice little candle reaction though off of that little liquidity. You look back over here. Let me see. Let's see it on the 1 hour again. Okay. So it hasn't even begun on the 1 hour because it would be just right around what my long entry is. Um, Batman. I could see that that would be bullish. I think that's a good stop. I could see that when I put it on the 1 hour, it's the same candle, and so if a new candle opened and it ate this candle up, it would be, yeah, it would be interesting. It would be interesting. But we did have that momentum break on that 1 hour as well. Don't always play it out, but most of the time it does. So I don't change anything when I look at it. Let me go ahead and slide this thing over here so we can see it. All right, it's 8 o'clock. Um, man, I'm here for it if it wants to give it. It's maybe it don't. Come on, Bitcoin. It's just being boring. Let me see from a 5 minute. Okay, 5 minute. Even the 5 minute, you can see how relaxed it is right here. Really want to see it. I mean, I like the fact that it is below that standard one and just kind of in the trap, at least here on the 5 minute time frame. Just want to see that turn out right there and be more aggressive. And even on the 5 minute, it's relaxed, so you can see how slow we are. So it's like it's just like this right here. You can see how relaxed it was right through here. Like it was so relaxed that it failed on the attempt to break out. It failed because it stayed relaxed. Just my luck. While I'm at it, let me check and see if anything new came out here today. Nothing new there. Nope, nothing new there. Let's see if there's anything new here. Nothing new there. Let's see, village. Nothing new there. Who else is it? I'm just in the background running my checks to see if we got any new filings, anything like that on a couple of businesses. Let me check on. Let me check this one. Malcolm Meyer. That was 2 days ago. That was a couple of days ago. I hate these late filers. Um, PLTR. Acquiring. Just sales. Hmm. Who else did I need to look at? Come on, Biddy. And see, SPY is getting a little bit of a move to the downside along with Bitcoin right now. It hasn't broken this actual trend here, but it is getting a little bit of a move down right here. You can see that it did on that prior candle break or take the liquidity below this trend line right here. Maybe that's an indication that they are about to break it down right here, because we've been squeezing to the upside here on the good old SPY. You can see right here where the break came in, and I was talking about it yesterday, saying you can tell it's a squeeze at this point because of this right here. So they just keep squeezing it. Once it breaks this mean, then it'll roll down a bit more, and that mean is coming in exactly at the bottom side of the trend line. So basically, it's about closing below this trend line right here to actually get more of a move down, which it'll probably pause out somewhere in the center. It'd be nice if it came back and back tested this. It doesn't look like that'll be the case, but I cannot be for sure on that one. And you can tell it's a squeeze because of the bullish divs down below. And so, because of the trend direction, you won't focus on this too much. At some point, it will break it. It usually requires a mean reversion for it to break it, to actually allow the bearish divergence to play out. But yeah, otherwise, they'll just keep this going for however how long they want to keep it going. And I just took a look back at Elf 2, mentioning it because I know I won't be here too much longer, and I was just looking to see. I must have missed this one yesterday, but I already mentioned the fact that we were at some resistance right there for Elf, and then I'm seeing where Lauren is. She's not selling a whole lot. She's selling 7,714 shares that she put in, and since we are at that resistance, like I said, it could be able to get that one a little bit better. Um, I'm still struggling with whether or not now is the right time to buy it. I don't usually feel that way, so maybe it's not the best time. But if my feelings change, I will let you know. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad, but maybe I just want it lower. Want it to make sense for me to take some liquidities. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll come back to it. Boom, boom, boom. And then, yeah, let's see. Elf. I think we're getting a little closer to seeing something a little bit more. We're getting closer, but it hasn't happened yet. Let's see if it will happen. Yeah. And it's the weekend, so I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'm about to go to this stressful environment this weekend. Don't want to be there. I think I got like 2 more weeks on this little assignment that I took on. Stop moving like molasses. Put it back over here in the 5 so I can see a little bit more. Okay. Looking forward to Monday. Ooh, yes. Have a good one, Y Crypto YT. Appreciate you so much. Always and forever. Thank you so much. I'm about to get out of here too, guys. So just looking for that acceleration to come in. Again, I can tell you about myself here. I do have a long open. It's right about in here. I did set it to stop me out on this move down. I'm gonna look and see if I can't get a better entry. If we can get the bullish divs on this on from the at least looking at the 1 hour time frame on the 15 right now. If we can get the bull divs, then great. That bull divs wouldn't happen until price actually closed down below here. So we want to see that. So So hopefully I don't just, if this were to work out, I don't want to get stopped out and then have to find, myself back at my entry back up here again. You know, worse off than where I'm at now. No, no, no. Yeah, we'll actually on the 1 hour have to see a closure below here in order to get the bull divs, which you can tell would exist because it looks like we would get a higher low here off the RSI, and then we'll be looking for a closure down here for the bullish divs in here. If we can get that follow through right here on this 1 hour, now we can see that expansion happen on the 1 hour for our Bollinger strategy. But again, not following through just yet. Not following through just yet. Now, bot strategy is CC at 0 at 100, whether it's a negative or 100. For a break to the downside, we're looking for it to be where it is now with the RSI around the 50. That usually works for it, but not giving it right here. It's not the example I want to use. This one right here is a good example to the upside right here. RSI has to be near 50. CC up here, and then you get your breakout. This one didn't go too far, but you can see what I'm talking about again right here. So I'm trying to play on this 15-minute time frame right now, but it just ain't going. Go, 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 go. But we haven't broke below on the 1 hour. We haven't broken below the standard deviation 2 either. Not on the 1 hour just yet. So that's not happening yet. But it could. It could very much happen. At least we're staying in this little pocket. I said the last thing I want to do is get stopped out, and then my bias is to the upside. I'm just trying to hedge and catch something. Bitcoin is boring, and it makes the stream really sad when nothing much is happening. Then I go off to talk about other stuff, which I have to do anyway, and then and then price starts moving on me. SPY ain't playing with nobody that's trying to short it. Nobody. Nobody's getting that. All right, with that said, that's going to do it for me today. I will see you on Monday to stream. The channel name will be changed. It will be changed to GOA2. So it will be GOAT Media GOAT. I think I explained what that stands for. It's just a fun name. I like it. I can use it with other stuff along the way. Only get one time to make that change, though. And then I'll add some stuff to it, add some channels to it, like what Crypto YT was saying. Great idea there. So I will not be back later today to cover stocks. I pretty much covered what I needed to cover in here today. Going back over Dale, who's on a massive rip. Going back over Okta, which still is hanging in there. Okta is hanging in there. Considering a position on, well, I have a limit order set up for it only if it gets hit on the limit order, and that's going to be PATH. So UPATH, I do have a limit order on that. They also reported earnings yesterday. Um, there were some things that spooked investors, but I think that UPATH is proving itself. And I mean, even though it's low, it can go lower. I kind of like it. I kind of like it enough to buy. So I do have a limit order set up. $10. If it hits it, it hits it. If it doesn't, then it's not for me to be in, and I won't be touching that. I have my consideration around Elf, which is looking decent. I just don't know that I want it from the area that it's at right now. I might, if I could get it lower, again, that's another one. It just hasn't hit the target that I want to see it hit, but that could be totally wrong. I would not be in SoFi right now making money off of SoFi if I'd have kept that bias. I explained that yesterday too. Like I decided to take my entry on SoFi, and I think that it was a good call for me to do that because it's printing right now for me. Because I was really gonna wait. I was really gonna wait on that one. And at the last minute, I had a change of heart and said, "Look like it got some sticking power right here." But it may still have another leg to the downside. Nike's doing good. Um, Hood is doing good right now. And I explained earlier that I think Hood could be in a wave four, but if that's wrong, then it's just reversing. You did have Vanguard and Robin Hood go ahead and pick up. So they must have some demand right about now. They must have some demand, and you can see it in the price movement too. Um, Vanguard did buy Elf. I'm assuming Vanguard got some demand. That's why I'm stuck in the middle on that one. I said that I sold my snow that I had. Nice pump on snow. I appreciate that. It wasn't enough. I didn't have enough of it for it to change my life, but it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So I moved that money into Palo, which might be a big mistake. I broke my rule. I bought at a high, and I never buy stocks at a high. I don't. I broke my rule on that one though. And what else was there? Not really anything. Celsius looked like it was slowing down a little bit. Target still is for $35 on Celsius. I'm holding on to Celsius, of course. But as far as the option position go, I explained that I closed that out. And took that little money and ran. I don't want to be sitting in something coming into the weekend either. Not on leverage anyway. And it hit my target. So that was all I was really looking for it in terms of the option trade, not my actual portfolio. And I think that was it. Yeah, still looking good. Now still doing good. Pony coming back up. Yay, Pony. Love myself some Pony. I only have two red things in my account right now, and that's Uber and I just picked up Fervo Energy. So Fervo is only down like 2%, which ain't bad. And Uber's down a bit more. Uber's down like 7.5% on me right now, which is fine because Uber is something that I'm accumulating actually. I knew when I bought Uber that if I didn't sell it immediately after it pumped for me, that I would end up holding it into a loss. And I'm just going to buy some more of Uber if I can get it at the price I wanted at. Because I initially bought it at 80 something bucks, and then I bought a little bit more on that one, about around 60 something bucks. And so if I won't buy at a higher price, of course it has to come down more for me to even spoon feed myself into it, and I spoon feed myself into um most of it. Some of it it's just a good catch. Good catch. Most of it actually is a good catch. Good catch. So slowly been trying to grow that account, and it has been doing well, way better than crypto, I must say. It can be slow, but if you bought anything in tech, then you should be sitting pretty. You should be sitting pretty. I didn't own a lot of tech besides, Nvidia, Palantir, sure, which I sold Palantir. Intel, yep, had it. AMD had that one. So I sold both AMD, Intel, and Palantir. What the F? Only one I'm loyal to is Nvidia, and it ain't doing nothing. But now my portfolio is Nvidia now, Pony, Nike, Uber, Amazon, Palo, Hood, Fervo, Celsius, SoFi, and I'm looking to see if I'm gonna go in with Elf and UPath and Nike. Nike, if I didn't say it. If Dale didn't push the way it did yesterday, ooh, ooh wee, ooh wee. But yep, that's it. You know what I'm doing. I appreciate you for being here. Hopefully we do. Hopefully this all works out. And again, hopefully I don't get stopped out for nothing. It's the weekend. It's the weekend, baby. It's coming down for me right now. Ooh. Hmm. See you Monday.